Welcome back to Cali X Boxing 2.0. Errol versus Bud. This is official. It's official as a whistle. Let's go. Number 1 versus number 2 in the weight class. All belts on the line for undisputed. And these are two guys who are still on the top 5 pound-for-pound list in every major publication. And oh, by the way, great stylistic matchup here. Before we go any further, we must say never again shall the two top welterweights who also happen to be at top of pound-for-pound lists wait 6 years to deliver the big fight that the public wanted. One of the reasons boxing is on a hot run right now is because the supply side is meeting the demand. The boxing fans are demanding certain fights. Boxing's power brokers are delivering. And as long as we continue to do that, this sport can thrive. Now back to this stylistic matchup, I think there are several things that separate Bud Crawford from Errol Spence here that will show up on July 29th. Errol Spence is a great fighter, but I believe Bud Crawford is a special fighter. As Golden Boy's former matchmaker Roberto Diaz pointed out on our podcast last week, Bud Crawford is one of the few fighters in the sport in the modern era who could have competed in any era of boxing. Errol Spence is a great fighter, a great modern welterweight, but I'm not sure he could have translated to previous eras in boxing as well as Bud Crawford could have. Also, the separation between Bud Crawford and Errol Spence to me is in the trades. Vasily Lomachenko didn't get enough credit last week for conceding the body to Devin Haney in order to continue to land his money punch to straight left. Bud Crawford is also a similar fighter who will give up some of his advantages in order to lure his opposition into trades, into close-quartered hand-to-hand combat. Bud Crawford is capable of being a chess master and beating any of his peers in a 12-round boxing match. But at his core, he is more street fighter than chess master. He'd much rather beat Kimbo Slice than Bobby Fischer. He wants blood, and when he smells blood, he goes for the kill. Bud Crawford is the dude who goes to the club on Saturday night wearing white G-Nikes, goes to the most heavily trafficked part of the club, sticks his foot all the way out and hopes, begs, prays for someone to step on his foot. This dude loves conflict. And conflict he will likely get here. This is black Air Forces versus white Air Forces. And when that white Air Forces get scuffed up, when Bud Crawford gets hit flush, a fight breaks out. Bud has stopping power in both hands, can switch from southpaw to conventional. And I think we're likely looking at a late round stoppage here for Bud Crawford against Errol Spence. Nothing against Spence. I think he's a great fighter. However, I think there is a separation here in many ways between these two fighters. And we'll likely see that on July 29th. Bud Crawford has opened up as a minus 125 favorite, according to Vegas odds makers, and I'm jumping all over those odds. Better late than never. Great matchup. Boxing fans win here.